we need to talk about micromanagement, but more importantly, how not to do it. If you were the kind of boss that asks to be CC'd in emails, or you said to yourself more than once this year, already, it'll just be quicker if I do it myself, I do not know how to tell you this, but you are a micromanager, and it's okay because it's usually done with best intention. It does not make you a control freak. I know because I was one too, completely by accident. I know that as a manager, we just want to support people. We want the quality to be high. We want it to move fast. We want to inject ideas and passion and energy into the team. I get it, but often that support accidentally becomes control, and it gets in the way of productivity and it damages morale. We've had a full survey done on the impact of micromanagement, and the results are a bit scary. 71% of employees today think that micromanagement gets in the way of them doing their job, and 36% of those actually left their job because of it. Whichever way you look at it, micromanagement does not work. We become a bottleneck, we stunt innovation, we create a huge workload for ourselves, and we get stressed and burnt out because of it, and we limit growth in our own career. So do not worry, I am now going to tell you exactly what I did to get out of micromanager mindset. So firstly, the quick actions. What if I told you there was something so simple you could do that would literally change the way that your team operated, the way you felt, and would start to remove micromanagement almost overnight? It is turn off notifications. Whether that's emails, Slack, Teams, calendar, whatever those notifications are. When you are the person who responds in 10 seconds, jumps in to rescue, at the slightest inconvenience, you are there to fix and save the day. You are unintentionally micromanaging, and you can slow down your responses and train your team to be self-sufficient just by turning them off. I cannot tell you how much this helped me a few years back. I promise you will not miss anything. Promise. Next is to get some clarity over how you are spending your day by writing up a really accurate job description for yourself. Now stick with me here. We can't control what we can't measure, and that includes where we are spending our time every single day. When I started committing to making sure that myself and my team, but we're just focusing on us for now, had clear job descriptions that basically said, this is what I want to work on, this is what is a good use of my time, it's valuable, I'm good at it, and this is what's a big fat waste. I really started to see and be clear on where all my time and energy was going. Like if you're spending 8 hours in meetings back to back every single day, you need to be clear on that. You need to really understand that you will never get ahead if you continue to accept those meetings. So just start by writing that up, get really clear and accurate on how you're spending your day, and I'm going to tell you a bit more about this in a minute. Now let's move on to mindset. Micromanaging usually comes from a place of good intention. We have a desire for things to go smoothly, we want as few mistakes as physically possible, but holding on too tightly really will exhaust any hope for growth. So we have to start slowly letting go. Start by delegating the very small tasks. They might be time consuming, but they're not specifically like mission critical. It allows your team to start to develop some ownership. So it could just be, maybe you release one meeting to your team, you get them to bring you notes. Is there a report that you could delegate? A weekly to-do task? Start with the small stuff. Next is pause before checking in. Now checking in is a micromanager's best friend. Can I just check in and see where you're at with that? Can I just check what time you are sending that report to a client? Resist doing that. We have to give people the space to solve problems. And here's the crux. It might mean someone misses a deadline. It might mean that an expectation isn't hit. But then what do? We have a difficult conversation with that person. We say, I was going to check in with you. I didn't want to micromanage. I really wanted to give you the space. However, now you've let me down and my confidence in you has been knocked. How are we going to make sure this doesn't happen again? It's a great lesson for the team to really start thinking autonomously. And most of the time that doesn't actually happen. They will get the work done. So you need to really commit to creating that space within your team. Whether it's asking people what they've experimented with this month. When they make a mistake, just make sure they know it's okay. It means our team over time will become more accountable and we will feel the need to micromanage them less. Your final one here is to schedule blackout time. Make yourself intentionally unavailable for half a day at least once a week. It's a simple practice, but it forces your team to figure things out on their own, become resilient, and it's also really beneficial for you because you get deep focus time. The hardest part of this mindset shift is trusting that when you step back, things won't fall apart. But I promise people will amaze you with their initiative and their resourcefulness, and when they don't, we can move into the difficult conversation process. But that might just be one person out of 10, and we can't micromanage the entire team just because one person's letting us down. Since you got this far, I actually have a free training, it's only 40 minutes long, called Your Leadership Level Up Matrix. It goes through the 4 key components you need to go from being a good manager to a great leader. Book your slot and join us for free in the description below. I would love to see you there.